Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 21, day 1. And of course this is the start of our blue week that we have going on here, as well as the Stormheim event. Stormheim is a rather interesting kingdom in that it has like the best hero class in the game, but the troops itself within the kingdom are very rarely used. One interesting thing about Stormheim though is it does actually have the highest HP team in the entire game. I don't even think I remember to mention it during the video, but one really interesting thing about Stormheim is it has the highest HP of anything in the game. As you can see, especially with 20%, it gets absurdly high HP values, and this is mostly because of all the bonuses that ends up getting. But as you can see, like we got an average of like a 180 HP almost across all of these. It is like so ridiculously high, and that's mostly in part because of all the bonuses that we actually end up getting in combination from it. We got the giant pet, which we'll be able to upgrade even more coming on Wednesday. We got the elemental pet giving some, and of course the main bulk of the bonus is from the kingdom itself, with the 2 different HP bonuses that it has. Not just 1, but 2, if one wasn't already enough. One is the normal default one, and the other one's from upgrading the kingdom. So you get an absurdly high amount of HP. Like everything about it is just pure HP, and that's not even maximizing our HP. We can make it go even higher by making all 3 of these HP as well. And if we go to this, we're hitting, gosh, almost just 200 base HP. That is as starting HP. That is absurdly high. Look at this, 200, 191, 205, and 205. That is absurdly high. They're pretty much all above 200, except for Fire Giant, but he'll get there soon after a few extra turns. But yeah, that is ridiculously high HP. And that's starting HP. But yeah, rather interesting. And that's like default in just like a game mode. Oh yeah, I forgot. I never did. We had our medals set up there, and now it's they're empty. But anyways, what are we even running right now? So everything we need to go do. Obviously, we got our dailies. Those will be some really quick kills. Got our standard dungeon. Got ourselves some Tower of Doom, which I'll probably be the first thing we get around to. As far as offers today, I do have writs. I also have these keys at 25% off. For people that don't or that do need event keys, this is always good value and insanely good value if you get 25% off on it. However, I personally don't need event keys, and that value is relatively bad without it because the gem keys comes out to 180 gem value, and then the glory you can count as about 20. So that brings us to 200. So that basically means I'm spending 100 gems on 200 or on 20 event keys. That basically means every single event key comes out to 5 gems. Is that worth it? Honestly, probably not. I'd rather spend that on gem keys, probably. Oh, no. I feel like for the most part, that's not really worth it. And for that reason, I think I'm actually going to hold off even on 25%. Though, as I say that, I'm almost tempted to go for the writs. But, I don't know. I must get it let up naturally. If we do go for the writs, I believe we have 2 more purple deeds. So it might move us an entire week forward on being able to have +1 magic. Is that really worth spending so many gems for? Probably not, but +1 magic is +1 magic. So it feels somewhat tempted to actually still go for the writs there. But we'll decide that a little bit. For now, let's go set up our banner. Actually, it was already the banner that was set before I switched it to HP. We'll roll with this, and I think we'll be good to go into Tower of Doom. As far as our initial team, I'm not sure what team I'll actually go with here. I guess we'll go with, we'll probably go with a quick Rowanne kill for initially. Obviously with Mountain Crusher for our really initial battles, and kind of roll it from there. Actually, I might run it with the Leprechaun thing and everything too. Yeah, we'll probably go for quick kill Rowanne for these very early battles then, and just kind of switch it up a little bit. Kind of pretty standard Rowanne. We could even use Mirage Queen if we really want to. Just go all the way into the normal Mirage Queen build. Oh yeah, never mind. We can't use Leprechaun. I was thinking of the tomorrow event thingy. But yeah, we could still go the blue route with Mirage Queen and everything. Okay, so anyways, so actually we wouldn't need that 20% then in that case. Actually, we could literally just go to armor then, if we're gonna be going down that route. But anyways, let's go to guild. Let's go to Tower of Doom. Let's go to fight. Oh yeah, let's figure out what battle we even need. Don't even have my thingy on. And thanks for my guild for reporting back on everything. It's greatly appreciated as always. What was that, 2? I can't even read numbers. There we go. Yeah, it's a 2. So I'm gonna take this one, paste it in our team, and do a little bit of revamp. I made this one basic. Excuse me. Earlier, I tried to make it as cheap as it could possibly go, as far as the composition. Alright, let me replace that out. What was the other thing? I need Mirage Queen. And should be good to go. I don't think we need anything else then. This should be fine. Banner, we might need to change up though. Given those changes. We probably need a blue-brown with minus purple. Actually sounds pretty good. Where is that? Right there. There we go. +2 purple, +2 blue, -1 purple. And I say +2 blue because he has a blue on him as well. And yeah, that should be fine. Currently, we're set to Titan Hero class. Since we are still leveling up classes. Oh yeah, we finally reached base 80, so we can actually go for anything right now. I think we were going for, what's it called? The Doomsayer, because he's the closest to getting a level. So we'll go with Doomsayer for this. And just do this for the free XP. We'll probably be able to do that almost this entire stream, actually, for these earlier battles. At least for a good number of these earlier battles. Anyways, I don't think we need to change anything else up. That should be fine. Oh yeah, we can go, never mind, I already am using Mirage Queen. I was gonna say, we better be. Okay, that should be fine. I don't think we need to make any other change. Looks good to me. Anyways, hello everyone. I hope all of you have been doing well today. Hello Bill Warhammer. Hello Humberto. Hello Birdleaf. Hello Dan. Hello Curtis. Hello Gustavo. Hello Arce. Hello Cookie. Hello ssaszix. Hello Bill Warhammer. And hello Simpleman. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, kill that out. Dead. Rinse, repeat. That is the game plan. And of course we bought up to tier 4, which is 500 gems, which is exactly enough to get the weapon and to help our guild a lot. So we got first room down. And then we head right to the boss room. Because there's no other room of relevance. Head right in, head right out. Okay, full mana, good. Already dead. Wait, I broke the streak of saying your name right? Sausage? 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 I'm pretty sure I said it right. I say it the same way I always do. I'm pretty sure I said it the same way I always do. That's hello, Rise. Sausage? Isn't that how I said it? I'm not sure. It's not sitch. It's sausage. Sausage. Oh, I guess when I say it quickly, it actually kind of sounds more like it then. When I say it slower, it sounds less like it. Let's see. This is battle number 5, so we just head right to the next room. But always make sure to report the good rooms to your guild. Helps them out a lot, especially where the unlock is. It's by far the most important one, so they know when to move on immediately. And there's a few other good ones like fireballs, heroisms, powers, which ends up giving you these extra stats. As well as, I forgot his name earlier, haste is the one that gives the +1 sigil. I was like trying to think of that in the morning video and I just completely drew a blank. But the haste scroll is the one that gives the +1 sigil. It's really good to take early on. I've actually been avoiding them more often than not lately. But if you're buying less packs or just need more sigils in general, especially if you're scouting, or going to be one of the people in your guild who's going to be doing any amount of scouting, you generally want to take them. Just because it helps you give you more sigils. Obviously, you could just get the back the one that you used for the room. However, you technically gain it because it moves you closer to getting a Valraven, which ends up ultimately increasing the amount of sigils you have. So even though you might not necessarily get sigils on the battle, and you're basically just using one sigil to get one sigil, which might seem weird, but you're moving closer to being able to get a Valraven. So theoretically, each one of those battles is like almost like 0.5 sigils in a way, since it moves you closer to getting that Valraven poke. So we need that 3 and a 2, so let's go take them. 3 right over here, 2 right over there. Doesn't technically matter what order we take them in. I generally like taking the unlocked last if there's other rooms we need to do. The main reason for this is it helps make sure you don't accidentally take the boss room. Because if you accidentally take the unlock first, you might go and try doing the boss room. Obviously, that's not a guarantee, and you could just try avoid doing that. But if you do end up doing it, it's a little bit likely that you might accidentally, so good to not do so. And now we can take the unlock, so now it won't really matter, because the next room we'll have to do anyways is the boss room. So unlocking the boss room won't matter. As ssaszix mentions, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot. Always greatly appreciated. YouTube's algorithm likes it a lot, apparently. Oh, hello, Captain. Hope you've been doing well. What do we need here for? But yeah, pretty easy week. Blue day, or blue color for Tower of Doom. Not the absolute easiest, but we got access to Rowanne and Mirage Queen, which that combination alone is pretty accessible and makes most of the game mode relatively easy. You can probably get through the entirety of the game mode just using what we showed earlier, like an Urskea Shield into Rowanne into Mirage Queen. Like something like that, or similar builds. I showed a slightly cheaper one for the video, but for people who might not have Mirage Queen or something like that. But yeah, it ends up lasting the entire time pretty well. And it was killed up. Easy as that. As we get a little bit deeper, we are going to need to switch out of this, of course. Our current team. But for now, it's working. Or not even like switching out of this team, just revamping it so it upscales a bit better. Got a Valraven in play. Take our blue. Oh, or it'll take it for us. That works too. And we just go for the last little bit of mana accumulation. Be good to go. We are currently running Mountain, so we can go for that big mana burst if we need. However, at this point, I don't think it really matters. We just kill him out. He's already dead. Shield of Urskea with 3x Tesla. Yeah, that was my other build that I ended up building. Well, not exactly that build, but I did it with, which one did I end up showing? I showed, oh yeah, I started with Astral Spirit for the board control. Just to get a little bit of a quicker start. But yeah, we'll probably switch to that at some point. What am I looking for? I did the 4. Where's the other one? Oh, never mind. It is the only room. No wonder why I can't find it. There is no other room. 4 is the only one. 4 is the only one. Oh, no alignment on that. Well, let's clear the board then. Now we have alignment. That gives us more armor to go kill it with too. Yeah, Essence of Evil is pretty good. A little bit higher mana cost and a little bit less mana accumulation, but it's really hard to disable. You just can't use it on the Doom itself, but everything else you'll be able to use it on. So here we have a haste. I'm going to skip on it as I mentioned. Let's take room number 2 instead. What team is that, Joker? As far as the composition. Might give a few other ones a try, but I feel like for the most part we're going to go from Rowanne to Tesla for this event. Though you do have access to Truffle and Beatrix too if you want to mess around with that. Actually, the full normal Truffle team is actually usable as well. I didn't show it just because I feel like we overly show it way too much. But it is still applicable. Farce Troll, double Truffle into Hero with a big weapon. Like Doomed Glaive or something like that. That's still fully possible to be using in the game mode. Still a fully legal team for the game mode. What do we take here? So we'll let that go down. Take the blue for now. Grab another blue. Kill it out, but you'll get a revive. And ideally, we'll have the skull alignment then. And it just melts to it. Yeah, there's no point in really meddling Tesla. She doesn't gain that much of a benefit. What does she even gain from being leveled? I don't think she really gains much of an improvement. No, she only gains magic. She gains literally nothing from being meddled. You get literally nothing from it. Why would anyone ever meddle her? She gets literally nothing. She doesn't use magic, and all she gets is magic. That's kind of funny. But yeah, she gains literally no benefit from being meddled. She might be actually one of the worst troops in the entire game to meddle. She gains literally nothing from it. Other than the little cosmetic thing next to her. But, wow. That is pretty pointless. Let's see, we got this one. Didn't realize it was that bad, gosh. Buy the Ritz. Yeah, I'm probably going to be buying the Ritz just so we can get the purple as quickly as possible. Just to kind of show it for a video. Once we get all the purples, I don't think I'm going to be buying any Deeds or Ritz anymore. Once we finally finish out the max purple bonus. We're probably just going to rush down the purple bonus and then never buy it again. The Ritz. I'm going to go for this just in case it's not enough damage. I'm pretty sure it is, but now it really is. Was that the only room? Probably. Yeah. So let's just move on then. Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Hiking, Iron Gut, and Vashtagan. Oh yeah, that's the pretty consistent Hiking Iron Gut team. You might even want to put the Hiking Iron Gut a little bit more forward. When getting to later battles, I've ran similar before for Doom, but the problem with running in Doom, of course, is the last slot has immune, and even if you curse it, it still has immune. So the best way of dealing with the Doom is actually to have your Iron Gut in second, kill out your first slot after it's devoured everything else, and then kill it with the really high skull damage on Iron Gut. It's actually one of the few instances where you use Iron Gut in second slot rather than third, is in Tower of Doom normally. Because you want your first slot to die, because unlike Delves, it doesn't matter if your first slot dies. And then you want it to die so your Iron Gut can then use the skull value to kill out the Doom. It helps speed up the battle quite a bit. You can win it otherwise, without doing it that way. But definitely helps speed up the process. But with Vashtagan, the alternative, of course, is devour everything and then kill out your Iron Gut. And normally that'll be enough damage. I believe in some instances that is not enough damage once you get to the later battles. But even if it's not, he's pretty much dead after that regardless. Even if it doesn't kill. Okay, so we got a Lucky, and then we got a other one. Also, I think this is the last floral run Rowanne on, I think. And we got a 4 and a 2. So we'll take the 4. It's the 2 top ones then. And then we'll go grab the 2. And then I think we'll switch to Tesla or Truffle or to something else. We'll see. Whatever we feel like using. Quite a few options out there. Okay, and one more of those and that will kill it out. Just need to get our alignment going. Should have probably taken that yellow first. Not that big a deal though. And now let's get the last little bit of our mana. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for the explosion again. I think we'll be good. Really, 1 mana off. And our hero dies. Not like that matters too much, but we'll kill that out. Get our mana dead. Yeah, that normally will be enough to kill the Doom. What I was mentioning is during the later battles, I believe it's not enough. I have used that team before. Or at least a very similar to that team. I forget if it was the exact composition. Pretty sure it was at one point. But last I recall, you eventually don't have enough stats to kill in one shot. I forget at what point it happens at. I believe it's around floor 20-ish. But you do eventually not have enough to one shot because the boost ratio doesn't keep up with the amount of durability gain of the Doom. It falls off at some point. The exact level I have no clue off the top of my head, but you'll probably figure it out yourself once you finally reach it. But I do recall it eventually stops working. So for these earlier levels, it'd probably be perfectly fine. Like that mid-range and slightly later battles. But I am almost 100% sure it falls off at a certain number, and I believe it's around 20. Last I recall. Let's see. We'll get that down. Also, this team that I'm using right now would be completely pointless once we stop double shotting. Once it stops double shotting, there is really no need to be using what I'm using right now. Because it's only quick while you can double hit. Same as Tesla for the most part. Though while you have double Tesla in your team, it's fine to go for a triple or quad. It's not too much slower. Especially with Enchant, you pretty much already get the first 2 for free. So we'll do that. Unfortunately, we don't have alignment on the other thing. Could just take a weird move for now. Just kind of waiting for the board to do something. Gosh, this board is bad. Let's take that for now, I guess. Just hoping for some little bit of better mana. I was gonna say, how on earth do we still not have that cast? Luckily, we finally have it, and that should be enough to kill the extra arm boost. There we go. Okay, what do we have next? I think we'll switch up then. So for this current level range, we'd probably want to go Tesla or what's it called? Tesla or Truffle. Then we could switch the Iron Gut towards like the middle high area if we want to. Though I'm not even sure if I'll have sigils to go to Truffle. Maybe we'll test with it tomorrow. See at what point it falls off, because I'm almost guaranteed it does fall off, but up to that point it should be pretty good. Like from about 100 to about 200, I believe is where, or sorry, 10 to 20 is where it would end up working out best. What am I looking for? I'm looking for I grab this team. Okay, we'll go with some Tesla. Though I'm not even sure if Tesla actually works at this level range. I'll need to double check. Well, then again, technically Tesla works at any level range with the way that she does damage. But too low and other things will actually be able to win quicker than her. Okay, and we'll use a real hero class. We'll stop using the one that's just for EXP. So we'll do this with Titan. We can also do it with Corsair if we want to. I think we'll stick with Titan for now. It's Titan week after all, given that it's class events on this Thursday. Definitely highly advise getting them leveled. One of the best hero classes, if not the best in the entire game. So all we basically have to do is just use Jar of Eyes. That gives us Blue Storm to get a bunch of value for our Teslas. And then we just keep spamming Tesla till we win. And that's pretty much the game plan with this. You can just quick kill them, rinse and repeat with summons. And just use the Jar of Eyes kind of as a mana accumulation method with the Blue Storm. And then use the Astral Spirit for the board control. And you're pretty much good to go. Very similar to the Rowanne team, just different composition. What's the most amount of PvP points one person could get in a day? That's hard to determine in the current state of the game. I'd probably say a few tens of thousands. Exact number, I have not the slightest clue. But it is possible to get tens of thousands within a single day. If I had to guess, probably somewhere within 20 to 30,000 is the realistic highest anyone could ever get. But I'm not sure what the absolute highest you can get per hour is these days. There might be some really broken methods. I don't generally do XP farming. Or not XP farming, but point farming. Oh gosh, someone's at 45,000. Oh yeah, ssaszix actually is. Interesting. So yeah, it must be able to do higher then. If I had to guess then, it's probably around 3,000 in the current state of the game. 3 to 4,000, realistically, consistently per hour. Although I'm not sure. I've known at one point I was able to do a couple thousand per hour. If you were like really, really focused on it the entire time. But teams have changed since then. And the scoring system has actually given more points since then too. Which is something I didn't factor in. Several months ago, they actually increased the amount of points you get for the upper range. So that actually gives like 60-something per battle. Whereas before, the math I was just doing it on was based on like getting about 50 or so every single battle. Whereas now you can easily get consistently 60 plus every battle. So that does change it a little bit as far as the rate. But yeah, 4,000 to 5,000 actually does seem doable. You'd have to really focus for a long duration of time to do that, though. That's definitely possible. What am I looking for? Tower of Doom. Fight. Which one are we looking for here? We are looking for the 2, the 4, and the 5. So basically everything but 3 is what we need here. It's all but the blue room. What do we go for here? We're just going to pass. We'll take whatever there. And then just go for explosions. And then we just go right into a Tesla. Should be good to go. I don't think we need anything else there. Oh, wait. We don't have full mana yet. And I don't have a good drop. You know what? Let's just get rid of something we don't need. Oh, wait. Oops, that gives him extra turn, though. Fail. I was looking at the mana and didn't notice the extra turn there. Not too big a deal, though. Grab that, grab that. Okay, no more extra turns. Stop giving me extra turns. I don't want to give him all this mana. Okay, now we can go for it. Don't drain it, don't drain it. Good. Now we're fine. We got our fireball. Okay, so everything except the 3 is what we want here. Do we have a drop? No. Take a green for now. And then we can do that right into Jar of Eyes. Up, up, up. Yeah, actually we do want that. Problem. That's not going to be full mana immediately after. We try for Purple Sky. But I'd rather cast first. And now we try for... Oh, or he'll just give us that. That works too. Okay. And of course we're still a little bit short, but luckily we have it right there. I can take that too, but at this point we might as well just cast again and kill it out. Here's our power, and it should be the unlock. And 3 was the only room that we didn't need here. I can remove green, which I think we'll do next turn. And then we just get a nice jar in there. Hopefully that'll be full mana for something, and it is. And we just move all those extra turns out the way, and then just start killing everything. I always like that sound he makes. A little slide whistle. Fun instrument to play. Oh, so hello, analyst. Welcome. Hope all has been well. This Blue Storm's really helping out a lot off the weapon. It's one of the few aspects of Jar of Eyes that does make it unique, in a way. Then that's like a mass mana accumulation thing that has summon on it. It's one of the aspects it's occasionally used for. But the bigger aspect I feel like it gets used for is the what we're using for right now. The whole storm that it has on top of it. Okay, so now we have the same kind of situation as the previous room. Except now we take everything except for the 5, it looks like. And we'll be good to go. But yeah, everything but 5 is what we want to take here. So we'll do exactly so. How do you use a fireball? Basically, you want to save these for the very later battles. Because the later you save it for, the more value you're going to get out of it. You want to use it once you reach the really hard battles, or, you know, the harder battles. When you get one early on like we did, you generally don't want to touch it for a while. But basically, what you do is you just click on a room, not the final room, but one of the other rooms. And then you'll have an option over to use a fireball. I'll show it when we click on one of the other rooms next. I need to finish out this battle first. I could show you. But it's pretty easy to use. You just go and click on the thing on the menu. So when we go into a battle screen for one of the first 4 battles over here, you'll notice there are 2 options here. One is use scroll and one is fight. That scroll right there, it doesn't actually mention it by name, but that is a fireball scroll, as you can tell by its symbol of a little circle with little things on it. And as you can see, it's a little circle with little things on it. So it's not like a full indication, since it doesn't like say, hey, this is a fireball scroll. But that is where you would end up using your fireball. However, you should save this for the later rooms. Generally, fireballs are used mostly only on room 20 to 25. Specifically just to clear out objectives on those rooms, as those are the hardest battles if you're just going for full completion. But around 20 to 25 is generally around the point where you'd want to save all your fireballs for. Generally speaking. And the main reason for that is the longer you save it for, the more value it'll give you. You can technically save it for post-level 25 as well. However, most people, I'm pretty sure, I assume, just go for the bare minimum for the completion of the event, which is completing to floor 26. So you'd want to use it on floor 25 or earlier, particularly in the 20s, the low 20s, which is what we'll be using it for. Probably this Wednesday. That's probably around the time we finish out the event. Let's see. We'll take that. But whenever this becomes a weekend event, I pretty much already play it like it's a weekend event. Tower of Doom and many other game modes. But Tower of Doom normally does take, I feel does take 3 days. Monday you get a bulk of it done with the sigils that you buy. Tuesdays you poke it a little bit or kind of ignore it because you just do factions instead. And then on Wednesday you finish it up. Which reminds me, we don't have to do a PR faction anymore. At least on any of the already existing factions. That's going to be nice. No longer do we have to go and do a whole Tuesday dedicated to trying to get a delve done. We don't ever need to worry about that ever again. Or I don't need to. Obviously, many others still do. But hopefully it'll fix that eventually and make it like a 2-day thing or something. Yeah, it was everything except 5. I was just double checking. Alright, so we'll take this room. This will be the unlock. Kind of convenient that the last one we take both times is actually unlock. I wasn't even trying to do it that way. It just happened to work that way, which is ideal, as I mentioned earlier. I'm like subconsciously trying to do it that way. Let's see. We'll take that for now. Grab the Tesla there. Do we have a little bit of mana that we could poke? I don't believe so, so let's kind of leave it as is. We'll throw the Tesla down. Let him do whatever. Go through Explosion. Kind of get that rolling. And be good to go. Anything else we need to move around? I don't think so. Let's go take that. Grab ourselves the other Explosion. Anything else we need to move? Yeah, we'll go for that for now. And I'm going to go for that, and then this double Tesla and be pretty much in the clear. Anything else we need to move? I think we're good. Okay, throw a Tesla down. Throw the other Tesla down, dead. If you have a bunch of noob questions, feel free to ask them. There is no wrong questions. Also, hello! Hello, Drock Savage. Also, hello, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. You're so close to Zugoff now. Hopefully, you'll be able to get it soon. Just need to get that orb luck. You'll get it eventually. Okay, do we have any good alignment here? Let's go for explosion. Right, we got a Tesla. I kind of want to get a little bit more mana before we do the other thing, though. Let's do that. He's just going to take too many turns. So we'll do it this way. Do that, go for one more. And that should be matched. Just need to get the mana, and he's dead. Doesn't even matter what the board is, just cast it. It's already wiped. Ooh, one major Orb of Ascension away. I think it took me like almost a month to get to my last one when I only needed one more. It's really annoying. Took forever. Kept getting unlucky on it. Yesterday you used all your blue jewels and 45,000 gold to finally mythic Blightwing and Lammerstew. Just so the daily offers don't try to sell them to me. But you still need huge numbers of pets. The pet bonuses, or the pet packs, actually don't seem that bad of value. I haven't gotten any because I've never needed to get any. And I don't think it shows up when you don't need to get any. However, from what I've seen on the forum, the pet offers are actually pretty good value. Particularly the smaller one, where it gives you 10 food and 1 copy of the pet for like 50 gems or something. That one's pretty good value. Yeah, that was the only one we needed. So we'll take that, go to the next one. I'll take that for now. Good, we do get full mana. Yo, this is going to take several more casts. The biggest issue right here is what's his name is not going to die to this, most likely. The third slot there. Which is a little bit annoying, mostly because now he's going to revive and we're going to have to cast 2 more times just to kill him at this point. Well, luckily we got all the mana to do so. So everything will die by him and it would kill him out. Easy as that. Okay, next. We're at 13. We can skip over that, so we'll go for 5 and 3. That's what we'll do here. 5, 3, and then move on. So both of the 2 bottom ones then. Are there any websites that track your Gems of War playtime when you began playing the game, etc.? Steam does if you've been playing on Steam. I know Switch version does too if you've been playing on Switch. Like for example, if I click right here, you can see that we've played 11,993 hours total. We've played 50 hours the last 2 weeks, and we've played 30 on your profile. I'm not sure if there's a version of it for mobile though, but I know Switch has one. I know Steam has one. I'll take that for now. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Valraven can actually escape. Ooh, it might actually escape right here, unless I get a really lucky extra turn thingy there. Or he just doesn't attack. Do we have a good cascade? Not really. I guess we could take purple. Okay, problem. I don't think this is enough. Maybe we'll get skull distracted though. Oh good, Oral will die. That works too. Nice. No escape for you, Valraven. Wouldn't matter too much, but still want to keep them when we can. Where the 2 we needed. So that was 5, so now we need 3. Then we can move on. Yeah, if you count the amount of playtime I have on every account and every platform, I believe we're almost up to 15,000 hours actually. It's definitely at least 1,000 hours higher than wherever we have now. So we're at minimum at 13,000 hours total. If you count absolutely everything. But of course, that number over there only tracks the amount of time I have on this specific account. Also, I'm not sure if it tracks when I'm playing the beta on this account. Not sure if that actually counts as playtime or not. I never actually looked at it to see. But that doesn't make up too much time. Probably only done like 50 hours of total beta over like the 2 years that they've been doing it. I don't tend to play it too much just because no progress is saved. So any reason you do it is just to mess around with the newer features. Let's see if there's any bugs here or there. It's not like we get paid for it. We just basically do it for fun and to help them out. If we did, we'd be a lot more thorough. Let's see. Though they often don't fix a lot of things that we even mention. Like bugs. Like we mention bugs and they might not even fix it. Wait, did Keyline finally call it quits? Yeah, I'm not sure why, but every single content creator for this game eventually stops. There's been a lot of people who've made content for this game in the past, and they eventually just stop playing. I'm the only person, for whatever reason, throughout the history of this game, who has constantly kept doing content the entire time. I'm not sure why that is, but everyone just like eventually does. That's pretty disappointing if he did finally call it quits. Because he was pretty much like the second best content creator. Oh, I don't know. I'd say some of his videos was even better than mine, honestly. I'm really bad at editing. So I normally do most of my things in one take. Whereas he normally puts some nice little edit things in there. Let's see. Well, I'm the kind of person that could do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and not really get tired of it for the most part. Animal Crossing. But yeah, I don't mind that like tedium. I actually find it fun. As long as you're grinding for a purpose. I actually really love the grind of games. Let's see, we'll move that over. We'll throw the Tesla in there. Actually, I was gonna go get rid of yellow. I think I just go for the explosion then. And then we can get our double Tesla thingy in there. There we go. Oh, how are you not dead? 9 HP, what are you doing? I think he might have mentioned it on one of his Twitch streams. I noticed when I was checking Twitch, a lot of the times he wasn't even streaming Gems of War either. And he stopped making content for it for a while. Or not really stopped making content, but he stopped like consistently making it lately. Like the last thing he covered was something related to the last patch. He hasn't been covering the weekly video thingies lately. Diablo 3, interesting. Quite a few people have asked me to go do that. Diablo Immortals will be pretty hilarious when that flops. Honestly, I want to see how badly Blizzard messes up Diablo Immortals. I need to get the popcorn out for when they do that. After the flop that was them just trying to destroy Warcraft 3, one of the best games ever made, I'm really curious to see how Diablo Immortals goes. We already know how it's going to go, but I want to watch. Should be pretty hilarious. But yeah, their older games are pretty much like the only ones worth playing. I've still heard that Diablo 2 is better than Diablo 3, though. Diablo 2 is actually the only Diablo I've ever played. I was really young when I played it, so I didn't really get to fully grasp it. Because when did Diablo 2 come out? Like, what? 2000? 2001? Like, if it was 2000, I would have been 6 years old. when I first played Diablo 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Diablo 4 is going to be a mess. Well, I don't think. I know for sure Diablo 4 is going to be a mess. How they will mess it up, I don't know yet. But they'll find a way to completely butcher it in some way, shape, or form. Let's see, 2 and 3. So we'll just take this left column over here. Blizzard as a company has gone so downhill the last, like, 5 years or so. Let's see. I'll just take that for now. Oops, we're webbed. So we get, like, almost no value there. We'll get a Tesla in there. I'm actually going to do a weird move and just use Astral Spirit here. We don't need to use Astral Spirit for the mana. What I'm actually doing it for is because I believe that's enough damage to kill. No, it is not. Never mind. I was trying to do that to bring it to kill range. Apparently they have more durability than I was anticipating there. Oh, well, they're dead now. Oh, what was the other room? We got 15, So it was, what? We got 2 and we got 3. And so we take this one, then we move on to the final room there. Have I ever talked to Key Lime about the game? I've chatted with Key Lime a little bit here and there. Specifically about Gems of War, not too much, oddly enough. Like, most of the conversations I've had with him actually have been completely non-Gems of War related for the most part. What do I even go for here? Let's take that for now. Grab the other thing over. Double Tesla. That looks slightly short. Once again, I'm going to cast Astral Spirit in hopes that's enough damage to wipe it. And the answer that time is yes. Okay, that's what I was trying to do the first time. Where Astral Spirit can actually poke them down into kill range. Which is exactly what we did there. Is that all we need? I believe so. We just need the 5, we need the 3. And, oh wait. Hold up. I took the wrong room. Oh, sorry, we need the 3 and 2. Yeah, need the 3 and the 2. Never mind, I took the right rooms. Because I'm skipping the 5 because it's haste. Thought that was a heroism for a second. Hopefully my guild's putting the correct lowercases and capitals. Because I've generally been skipping all the H's lately. And, or the lowercase H's. The uppercase H's for our guild is heroism. And those are extremely important. However, haste is very situational on if you need it or not. If you're personally not scouting, haste is not necessarily needed. If you're buying tier 4 and you're scouting, and you're not scouting, and your only intention is to do bare minimum, as in to get to 25th completion all the way to 26, which is basically full completion of the event without going any further. If that is your only goal, you can theoretically skip every single haste. The reason you want to report haste is for people that buy less than tier 4 packs, if they want to go get the weapon by other means, just completely ignore the weapon. And also for people that are scouting, because generally guilds have more than one person who's scouting. So that helps the other scouters save on having to spend more gems. Okay, this should be the last floor we'll be able to do, because we're out of sigils. So we'll do 4, and then we'll do the final room. Actually, we might be able to get one more floor if we find a Valraven between one of these two. So we just got to do room number 4 here. And then we'll go take the other one out and be good to go. Let's see. We'll grab, oh, what do I even take here? We'll take a green for now. Then we get some Jar of Eyes in there. Grab our red. Get a double Tesla there. And be good to go. Grab a blue right over there. And, yeah, we'll take that, why not? Grab our other blue. Tesla it again. And that is enough to kill, and we're good to go. Wouldn't it be best to use Terran's World Tower of Doom page? For what? For checking what? Let's see. What, is it like a spreadsheet thing? I don't know. Personally, I just like having it in the guild thingy. Just because I find it the easiest for anyone to be able to check. Because a lot of people might not check external things. If you're referring to like the way we keep track of it in my guild. I personally find it best just to report it into your guild chat in that really weird denotation system, because it's once you're used to it, it's really easy to read quickly, and it also makes it so you don't have to go external to the game in any way, shape, or form in order to know exactly what you need to do. And for my guild, it's not mandatory to use Discord or anything like that, so I don't know. I personally find it more convenient this way. Like I don't find it that hard to read this, like our little thingy here. Like, you can tell pretty quickly, even if you don't see the key, though the key is pretty helpful too. But even if you don't know the key, if you just know, like, the general formation of this, you kind of already know what each one of these are. So, like, for example, right over here, let's just say for 17, like, we know that this is 17, we do 4 for Fireball, then we do 5 for Unlock, and then we go forward. Like, it's pretty quick to read once you get used to it. Whatever denotation system your guild decides to use. Oh, Valraven, please don't escape. Actually, I'm just going to Astral Spirit it out of safety's sake. I generally would not have gone for that move, but it's, I don't want the Valraven escaping. That's a pretty quick follow-up, though, so all works out pretty well. Oh, and we did get Valraven, so we actually can go forward now. This will be the last floor we can do, which is as far as we're scouted as well, so that works out quite conveniently. Also, I should probably say thank you to Cookie. Thanks, Cookie. You know what? I'm actually going to give Cookie a, how do I, Cookie seems to be the one posting it the most. But actually, some other people are doing it too. You know what? I'll give it to every single person who has done it throughout today. Let's see. Every single person we shall give a gift to. So we got to do it to Alwyn, Wolfie, Azala, and Cookie. I need to remember those names. Let's see. I'm going to give it to all 4 for helping us out. Let's see. For helping with the thingy. Where is, how do I do that again? You go to guilds. Why can't you just do it on someone's profile? I have to make it so much harder. Azala was one of them. So we'll give it to Azala. Did I give that to the right person? I think I did. It just defaulted back to the top. Cookie was out one of them. Wasn't Alwyn one of them? Let's see. Cookie. Wolfie was one of them. And who was the other one? Where's Wolfie? Where's Wolfie? Am I blind? Where did the wolf go? There he is, Wolfie. And who was the other person? There's one other one. Another A name. I think it was Alwyn. Pretty sure it was Alwyn. Wasn't it Alwyn? Could have sworn Alwyn posted one here. For helping with it. Pretty sure it was Alwyn. Oh, Osmond as well. We're giving it to everyone. All the people. Yeah, I think Osmond. Actually, gosh, it's almost everyone. Those seem to be the main people. We'll give out more later. I only have 4 more left, so I don't want to give all of them out in literally one time. But, yeah, thanks for helping out then. That'll be a little bit of help. Let's see. Oh, you crafted Zugaf today. Nice. Congrats. Very nice. Yeah, I'll save the other 4 for later. We give out 3 for now. We'll need to find more of those packs before we give out more. That's a nice way to give gems to your guild. Yes, it's something you can't do. It'd be a nice quality of life thing. But yes, it is impossible to give a gift to someone on your guild via their profile. So for example, if you go to your chat and you're like, oh, I want to give someone in my chat a gift, let's say Azala, there's no way to do so. There's nothing on this page that allows you to give them a guild gift. It'd be a nice quality of life feature. So you don't have to go all the way over to your guild, go all out of the chat, go all the way to your guild, go all the way to your roster, find where and if they are in your roster, and then give them the gift. But it'd be really useful if you could do it on the other screen. Same as promoting and demoting. But anyways, in other news, let's go finish out Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom, fight. 17. Where were we? 17. We got 4 and 5. Good, this one and the other one then. I'll just run it with this. And I assume these will be our last 2 battles then. Because unless we find a Valraven next battle, that is all of our sigils for today. Of course, we'll have more tomorrow. And we should have it done by about Wednesday or so. Wednesday, Thursday. However the Valravens fall. As well as the amount of rooms that we would need to do total. Because theoretically, powers and luckies actually make it so it takes longer. Because neither of those give any sigils, and they slow down and eat up our sigils. However, they're very useful to take due to the bonuses that they give. But they could theoretically, if you get a lot of them, take a whole additional day to complete out the event. Which isn't that big a deal, because it helps out the rest of the guild. Alright, let's throw this, and hopefully that'll be full mana if we get lucky enough on it. Not quite, but we can take a red surge, and that's match. And you're dead. Doesn't even matter if our hero dies. You get no penalty for your hero dying, or any troop dying for that matter. So there's another fireball that we'll be able to use a little bit later on. And I believe tier 5 was the last one. Let me see, where did it go? Yep, right over there. So we'll go take the 5. And there we go. Okay, let's move these yellows over so the Valraven doesn't, or it'll just get exploded. I guess that works too, since we technically don't need the mana. I almost want to remove the brown, but we actually need brown, so let's just move that down, I guess. which is kind of move I wanted to remove for, but we kind of need the color, so we won't. We'll throw a nice Tesla here. Hopefully do a good jar of eyes after. Do have to be careful he doesn't get too big, though. Take the blues. Throw down double Tesla. Should be enough to wipe him now. Should be fine. Let's take that over for now. Everything else kind of stay. Move that, move that. Throw it down. That annoying submerge is going to make it the last thing that lives, so I'm actually going to keep my Astral Spirit specifically for trying to kill this thing. Oh, I probably shouldn't have gone for brown yet. Whoops. Because now we're going to get a lot less explosions. Which makes it so we don't get full mana there. And he denies our red, so I can't even get the red to go poke it to full. Stop gaining durability. Stop gaining submerge. What's weird about this too is I actually can't hit it. I would need it to get Skull Distracted or something to hit it with a Tesla right now. Oh, good, I got Skull Distracted. Oh, until it casted again. Fail. Well then, it's going to be really annoying. That's going to be very, very annoying. I need to take a skull so it drops its barrier without getting an extra turn follow-up immediately after. Alright, that should be match. And if that won't be, this will be. There we go. That was a weird battle. Annoying submerge. It's really weird, but split damage and AoE, even if there's only one enemy left, will actually not end up getting the kill. Alpha submerge. And this will be the final battle we can get in, because we can't scout an entire floor with only one battle. So this will have to be the last one we take for now. We could scout if we had more sigils, but we do not. You need at a minimum like 4 sigils going into a floor, 3 or 4, because if you find a Valraven, you'll have 5, and you need 5 in order to scout out a floor. Because you have to check all 4 rooms and then obviously take out the boss room. Though theoretically, you could scout with 2 if you got lucky and found the Valraven, but we only have 1 right now. Which is definitely not enough to check all 4. Up here are dying already. We might need to use a different setup then. Soon. Or just make sure we take more barriers when we can. 7 HP, what are you doing? And then he's dead. Actually, I could have just killed off Astral Spirit. I didn't even need to take that mana. I forgot. Didn't see we had mana on at the moment. There we go. Okay, nice. And obviously we can't use our last sigil because we cannot scout an entire floor with only 1. So we'll just have to wait till tomorrow then. But here's our current loot for the game mode. 1 vault key, 55 gems, 4 gem keys, 2 event keys, 25 diamonds, 23,000 gold, 2 orbs of randomness, 2 celestials, 10 ices, and a portrait that we'll never use. And we get useless orbs. What's new? What is new? Yeah, we're almost done with the event already. It's day 1 and we're pretty much already done. That tends to be how Tower of Doom goes. It's if you have a really well organized guild, it's probably the easiest event in the entire game to do, to full completion stage 12. Honestly, your guild will probably hit stage 12 before you can even reach like 26. More often than not. Just because how easy the point system is. Because you only need every person in your guild averaging 23 points in order to get it done. Which means if every single person did what we just did, given that we have it all scouted right now, we'd actually already be done on day 1 if every person did up to 23 right here. And there we go. Thank you, scouters. You can actually kind of tell where the scouters are, because generally they'll have more boons than however many. Like anyone who has 16 right now got the exact minimum of using all the scouting people. But anyone who has more tends to be people who scouted to some capacity. I already took a wrong room on accident. But Papados is someone who is very obviously scouted some for us. So thank you for that. Anyways. Actually, I should almost have like a gem bounty up for whoever gets the furthest in scouting for the guild. Because people who scout have to spend more gems. So I might need to start doing that for Tower of Dooms. I don't think we'll do it this time around because I already kind of gave a bunch of gems to people. But I think next Tower of Doom, we might have like a 50 gem bounty to whoever like does the most initially or something. I'm not sure. Or definitely give them some amount of gems, like the first few people that kind of do it. Kind of like how we just did. I kind of did it based on who was posting the most for the thingies. But I should probably do it to whoever actually goes the furthest, since they technically normally have to spend a little bit more gems than everyone else. So give some of the gems back for helping out. But anyways. So, dailies. Let's go wipe through those real quick. And go get some free class XP towards our Doomsayer. What am I doing here? I need Doomsayer. Where are you? where are you? Where's my Explorer team? I know you're in here. There you are. Alright, I currently have it set to Slayer. That's not actually what I want. I want it set to Doomsayer. Which is kind of like Slayer. But except nothing like Slayer. Hello, Bushka. Welcome. Hope all's been well. Yeah, congrats on the Zugolf, by the way, Cookie. Hey, perfect timing for Blue Tower of Doom, too. I didn't actually bother building any teams around it. But you could. You could try if you wanted to. Build like a Skull Spam Blue team. With like a Mang. I don't feel like Blue would be the best time to do it for, though. But it theoretically would be possible to do. Was a good Infernus team. You got him in Soulforge. Ooh, nice. What part of the game are you in? He tends to be used with a lot of mana accumulation, so you can just keep spamming out his ability. He's particularly good earlier on in the game when you can constantly keep spamming his burn, which is why you want to be gaining a lot of extra turns. Not just to feed him his little bit higher mana cost that he has, but also to constantly make sure the enemy stays burned. Oddly enough, is actually still pretty good with Gorgotha. Like in a Gorgotha Infernus something build. Ends up still working out pretty decently. It's a really safe all-around build that has a lot of durability, a lot of ways to not die while having consistent damage. Not like the quickest thing in the game, but it's a really safe option. Gorgotha Infernus combos. And then the rest you just kind of use as mana accumulators. You normally use like one other mana accumulator and then your hero using something. That's normally how that team goes down. It's a little bit of a dated build, but it's still really, really consistent. Because it basically covers all your bases. It has a lot of mana accumulation. It has cleanse. It has a storm that you need. It has board clear in multiple different ways. It has burn to constantly keep chipping them down. And has ways to basically negate past anything, since you don't have to worry about barrier or submerge and stuff like that with your damage. It covers a lot of bases. And of course it has 75% score reduction. I don't feel like it's as popular in the current state of the game, but it's a great team to be using for pretty much anything as you're progressing through the game. Until you get some of the really, really, really strong combos. But it's really good at not losing, the Gorgotha Infernus combo. Just because it loses to very few things. Just because it covers pretty much everything. Infernus is turning into one of those troops where it's always been good at doing everything, but never really excels at one thing as the best. The only thing that's the best at doing is burn. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when you're earlier on in the game, you kind of need a good all-around kind of one of your first several mythics, just to kind of have something that you can use for any battle. And Infernus is definitely one of those kind of options that you could use it for any battle. And yeah, he is in Soulforge this week. If you're later in the game, Phoenicia, I would say, is the better option, as she's becoming extremely meta these days, honestly. Over the last, pretty much since Metals came out in October, she has increasingly become more and more meta. Theoretically, that was when she actually peaked, but I feel like more people started using her over time, to the point where she's honestly might be top 5-10 mythic right now in the current state of the game. That could change, but there's a lot of quick kill strategies that actually uses Phoenicia, due to the fact that she's the highest single shot full AoE, which is situational, but in those situations is the best option in the entire game. And there's a lot of build that you have to do around it to make it work, but in those few situations, it is absolutely insane. The main locations this is used for, even though I personally don't use it for one of them, Pet Battles is honestly one of the best locations for her, even though I personally don't use her. I just still use Key Team. But Pet Battles, Dungeons, Daily Adventure Board, and a few other key locations here and there where she hits beyond a Rowanne. But those few are the main ones that you would daily use her, which is one of the reasons why she's actually becoming increasingly more popular. As she can actually shave off like a few minutes from your dailies, which doesn't sound like much, but doing that every single day over a long course of time definitely starts adding up. She's one of those kind of troops that basically saves you time. In most harder pieces of content, you would never actually use Phoenicia. Like, you would never use her in Delves, you would never use her for Tower of Doom, you would never use her, well, maybe for the lower range, I guess, but you would never use her for, like, for harder battles in the game, you would never use her, which is generally for getting a mythic. You're more often than not getting it for the harder battles, not always, but she's one more of those like really good utility troops where you basically just use her to speed up kind of standard battles that you might do on a given day, rather than using her for harder content. But she's really good at quick killing mid-range content, lower to mid-range. Anyways, and Furnace is also available, as I mentioned. And he's just a good all-around troop. Doesn't excel at much other than being the best burner, but he covers so much ground that he's an amazing damage source to have early on in the game, especially while burn is still a lot more effective. As later you get into the game, the less effective burn is overall as a mechanic, and the weapons are just useless this week. Though you might still want to get them. Though the Doom weapon you'd probably want to get from the event, and then the other one you get from, you can just craft if you want it for completion's sake. That's not that needed. What clash do you have to use with her? Anything with Red Storm if you're going for a single shot. Like if you're using her for Explore, or the lower end of pet battles, you could do it with any hero class that has Red Storm. However, the most commonly used thing with her is Sunspear. The reason for Sunspear is if the battle's going to go longer than 4 turns, which if you're doing quick kill will not be the case, but if you're doing battles that go longer, like the later end of pet battles and stuff like that, you're going to want to make sure you have you'll have a precaution for double cast. And the best way to do that is Sunspear with Perpetual Red Storm. But overall, I'd say Sunspear is the best hero class to use with her. I tend to use Diabolus currently, not because Diabolus is good with her, but because I need EXP on it. You could do similarly if you already have Sunspear maxed. You can simply use other hero classes that you want EXP towards. And for those instances that she could kill in one shot, you simply just use her with any hero class with Red Storm. But if it will require 2 shots or more, generally you won't really use her if it requires more than 2 shots. But if it requires 2 shots and not 1 shot, you go Sunspear every single time, because it's very rare that with a single 4-turn Red Storm it'll last long enough for you to double cast. However, with Sunspear that won't matter because you get a refresh on it every single turn, which ends up working out quite nicely. Okay, so that's dungeons, that's that. So now we can go focus on grinding a little bit if we so choose. So I guess we will. Let's see, where do we go for now? I guess we'll head over to Zhejiang, I guess. Unfortunately, no gnomes here anymore. Very unfortunate. But the EXP is still here. EXP is definitely still here. So we'll go at least until we get that level. Actually, let me go hand out a code right now, by the way. And then we'll go until we get a little level on it. And then we'll probably wrap up because the community manager, Salty, is probably going to be streaming soon. I have no clue what she's going over, given that we have no content coming out this Friday. Though we are getting the 2018 Independence Day pet, that little eagle, on Saturday. However, no new content specifically coming out. Though for most people, that eagle probably is new, even though it's technically not new. Because if you started within the last year and a half, you wouldn't have been able to get that pet. It's fully cosmetic, but it's a really cool looking eagle. It's this one. I mentioned on the previous video, I didn't actually show it though. It's this eagle over here. Where'd it go? 1 second. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I noticed that you're in here. Somewhere's in here is an eagle. There it is. But yeah, the little freedom. You get the little big head eagle, which I might as well equip it right now. But yeah, you get the eagle on Saturday if you don't already have it. It was the 2018 Independence Day pet, which I believe was actually the very first or one of the first few. It might have been literally the very first exclusive holiday pet they ever added, because pets came out in 2018, and I believe this was the first of the holiday pets that ever came out. Was for 4th of July, for Independence Day for America. But yeah, we'll use the little freedom. Have it before people get it again on this Saturday. To flex that we had it from 2 years ago. And they'll probably do another one for 2020 around that time. In about a month and a half. Anyways, what do we need here? Let's go get that level. Oh, let me hand out code first. That was literally what I was just doing on the other computer and completely forgot. 1 second. Let me go grab a code. I believe it's this one or the one below. So I need to start marking them. Last few I haven't marked. It's the one below. This should be the right one. Apparently we use that one too. Gosh. Okay, this one definitely we haven't used. I know for sure we haven't used one that started with E3. Because E3 got canceled this year. Honestly, E3 might be permanently canceled forever now. It was already kind of like starting to die. And now that coronavirus has pretty much put it in its grave, it might never come back again. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, there's the code, starting with E3 right over there. It's your invite code and your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there in the bottom left corner is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters, starting with E3, Y6, and all those. And it gives the same reward as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And then we'll go get the level on the thing. And then we'll probably call it a wrap for now. But of course, as always, we'll be back tomorrow night. Same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. And tomorrow night, we'll be messing around with the delve of Primal Rift, as well as possibly doing a little bit more Tower of Doom. And then on Wednesday, we'll probably be able to get done Tower of Doom. Thursday, we'll mess with Titan class events, and maybe just Titan teams in general. Because Titan is among one of the best hero classes in the game. And by among one of the best, I mean the best. Oh, no, I personally consider it the absolute best hero class. There's situations where obviously other hero classes are better. But if you were to definitively say which one is all-around best, I would probably say it's Titan. There's a lot that are really close, like Frost Mage and a few other utility troops like that. Even Sentinel in certain situations. But as far as overall best for any kind of team, due to its flexibility, I would have to say it's Titan. Like, if you were to have any level 100 in the game, you would want to have level 100 Titan. I did that on my Switch account, too. It was literally the only level 100 I had. If you go level 100 Titan, you can use it for everything. It's just so versatile. You theoretically could go with no other hero class in the game. And while there would be situations where other ones would be slightly stronger than it, overall Titan is the best. Just due to the flexibility that it has with so many different teams. Because you can use it as front as tank. You can use it for extra skull damage. You can use it for really heavy protection. You can use it for quick kill because of all the high skull damage rush it has, as well as high cast damage rush. It just covers so much ground. Plus, it has the 50% giant bonus, which works really good with all the giants that exist. Because giants have all the trolls in it, and all the trolls get to do a lot of gem creation. There are actually a few of the gem creation troops that are not horrible in the game, are all the ones that double. Particularly Forest Guardian is probably the most noteworthy one. However, there are one for every single color. But I feel like Forest Guardian one gets used the most. Mostly because creating a lot of green is really good in a couple situations due to the troops that exist within the game. But also because the green one has 33% score reduction and Entangle on Skull. And being able to give that thing half mana start in itself is already a really strong mechanic. As well as the many other things that are useful that he gives half mana to. Let's see, we'll throw that down for now. But yeah, I highly advise getting some levelage on Titan if you haven't already gotten it max this Thursday. Highly, highly advised. What do we grab here? Take Explosion for now. I have no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. If anyone still has any other questions, now would be a great time to ask if I missed anything or just want to ask anything, mention anything. Now would be the best time. As soon as we get that level, probably call it a wrap. And I'll go get Salty's link so you guys can go raid her. I'm not sure what on earth she's going over today. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching her stream, to be honest. I haven't really been catching most of her streams lately. I'll still leave her a link. Sure, you can give a noob question. What is it? Let's see. We'll grab that for now. Ooh, level 96 on Titan. Yeah, Titan is one of the hero classes that does gain a good benefit on level 100. Actually has two good benefits. One is the one that you use the most. It's all of its immunities. It gains immune to stun among a few other pretty decent immunities like Devour and stuff like that. But the not more important one, but it actually gains a second important one too. Obviously, you can't use both at once. But it gains +1 magic to all elementals. This is very beneficial. As you see this week with 20% Stormheim and Elemental. A lot of Stormheim itself does count as Elemental. But other than that, Elemental in the current state of the game is arguably the strongest type in the game. And Titan, which is already an insanely good hero class, having the ability to buff the strongest type with its magic cast damage is pretty potent. Every single time you cast a spell, all elementals gain 1 magic with that level 100 perk that he has. And while you do have to sacrifice your immunities for it, if you're using Titan not in first slot, that generally won't really matter as much. Like, as long as you're not up against like a Devour team or something, or Stun team, you pretty much don't necessarily need his immunities. Like, most battles you won't use them. While they're nice to have and they're really good for when he's tanking, they're not needed in many instances. And instead you can go for the extra elemental bonus if your team is applicable to it and get the extra damage. It's particularly good with Truffle, but a lot of things in the game can still utilize it pretty well. Let's see, what was your question? Is 20% spell reduction the only thing Titan doesn't have? No. The other big mechanic it doesn't have, there's a few big mechanics it doesn't have. It doesn't have Skull Dodge, which many other hero classes do better. It doesn't have stealthy. You literally want to pick up a stealthy hero class just because of how important it is to have a good stealthy hero class. The best two I'd probably say are Orb Weaver or Thief. However, there are a few other decent ones, but it's really important to have at least one good stealthy hero class, as that's a really big mechanic that he's missing. Freeze, which is covered entirely by Frost Mage. However, Sunspear partially uses Freeze in a way, but normally if you're going Freeze, you're going Sunspear. I mean, you're going Frost Mage if you want Freeze, I mean, not Sunspear. I meant to say Frost Mage. And a few other like small mechanics here and there, like Perpetual Storms, like off of Sunspear or something. That's something situational. He also doesn't have Entangle at start of battle. Like, he's missing mechanics. And in certain situations, those mechanics on other things are better. Like, he's also missing Dispel. Like, if you make a list, he's missing a lot of things. However, there are three main categories of classes that you pretty much want, other than all the utility ones. But there's three main ones that you want to get. You want to get one that is good at tanking, which you normally go for Titan just because it's all good, well-rounded. But you normally want to get one that's good at tanking. The absolute best is Sentinel, but the best all well-rounded one is Titan. You want to get one that's good with Stealthy. The current two best I would say on that is either Orb Weaver or Thief, hero class. Also, you would also get Skeleton Key from doing Thief anyways, so might as well do Thief. Unless you really want to dedicate to a Orb Weaver defend team. But I don't feel like you need that till later in the game. Also, Orb Weaver isn't as good offensively as it is defensively. And the third is Frost Mage. And it's pretty much his own category just because you need a really good freezer. And if you're going to go really good freezer, you might as well just go Frost Mage. Also, Frost Mage doesn't even need to be leveled to good freeze well. You can get Frost Mage like to level 1, and it's already good. Because all you need to do is have it fully traded, level it up with souls, and then play with it once. And then you get a Flash Freeze. So you have Flash Freeze, you'll have a little bit of freeze every single time you cast. And yeah, it just works out really well. You don't even need much to get Frost Mage to be good. Oh, sorry, what was your other question? Let's see. A team for the new Glory Troop for people who don't have all the mythics already. We mentioned it on the video. Oh, never mind, you said you already figured it out. Unless you were referring to that with something else. Oh, wait, never mind. I didn't cover a video on the new Glory Troop, did I? As far as what you would do, my bad. Yeah, I didn't mention one in the video, did I? But what you would do is basically, you'd run a standard quick kill team, but you would only use 3 instead of 4, basically. Hey, a gnome. It's not even a gnome event. They're still finding them. Of course you still can, it's just a lower drop rate. As well as a much lower drop rate for Volkies. But anyways, yeah, all you would really need to do is run something like Hero, Rowanne, Leprechaun, and then just plop the troop in the back. Or if you just want to completely ditch the hero, you could basically just go with a standard like Rowanne team. But instead of using hero, you just plop the Glory Troop all the way in the back. The new Glory Troop that came out. But basically, you just run a quick kill team, but you run it with only 3 troops. So this will normally consist of, ideally, your hero, your troop that you want to instantly kill the enemy, your mana generator, and then the Glory Troop all the way in back slot. One composition of this is hero with any weapon that doesn't block Rowanne, and Leprechaun. And then you just plop the Glory Troop in last slot. There's quite a few different ways that you could do it depending on what you're trying to do. But that's about how it goes down normally. Oh, only 200 glory. That's still better than nothing. Hey, did we gain that level yet? No, we did not. Let's keep going. I think we only have a few battles left. Then we'll call it a wrap. Any other questions, anyone? Let me know. Oh, wait, never mind. That was 2 different people asking questions. Why did I think Dan and Analyst were the same person for a second there? I thought you were both asking a question. I thought you were both the same person asking a question. My bad. Must be getting colorblind. Because you both have like a bluish tinted thing. Well, one's a blue and one was the blue, like a teal. Like a blue-green. The Danalists. Okay, we'll throw that. Come on, let me click. There we go. And he's dead. As soon as he lets me cast anyways. And he's dead. Okay, I think that was the final battle we needed. Hey, I actually counted correctly for once. Yep, there we go. Doomsayer 91. Nice. There we go. And obviously we need 9 more levels on it. Hello, Corey. Goodbye, Corey. Anyways. We'll be back, as I mentioned, an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. Same time as always. Why do you say the pet for gem offer is good? The reason for this is you get 10 food and a pet for only 50 gems if you get the smaller one. The bigger one's not as worth it because it's 3 pets and 10 food for 150. But if you get the offer that is 1 pet and 10 food for 50 gems, it is actually insanely good value. Mainly because you're essentially paying only 5 gems per pet food. And that is really, really good value. Plus you're getting a free pet copy on top of that. But if you could infinitely convert 5 gems into a single pet food, I think a lot of people would do it. And that offer is really, really good. The other one isn't as good, like you getting 3 copies of a pet and the 10 food for 150. But the one that is 1 pet with 10 food for 50 gems is insanely good value. And you should honestly take it every single time you see it. Because a lot of people would infinitely, if they had the option to convert 5 gems to a single pet food, would do so, as that is insanely good value. So if you ever see that offer, you should go for it. The other one's kind of more situational, and it's a lot less good on value, because you're basically paying like 50 gems for the other 2 copies of the pets, which is a little pricey, but for some people it might be worth it. But the smaller one that's 50 gems for 10 food and a single pet is 100% of the time always worth it. There's not a single instance in the entire game where I really say that wouldn't be, unless you literally have more food than you know what to do with. But I feel like most people aren't at that point as far as pet food is concerned. Yeah, plus it always gives you a pet you need as well, regardless if you're buying 1 or 3. It'll automatically give you one that you need. You will only get it if you specifically need a kingdom upgrade towards a kingdom, though. It won't give it to you if you don't need any kingdom upgrades. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Let me just go get a link for Salty's stream, I guess, if you want to go check her out. I have not the slightest clue what she's going over today. She's a community manager for Gems of War, but let's go figure that out. Where's her little link thingy? Let me go get that. I have no clue what she's going over, but she might be going over spoilers or something interesting. So go check her out. Let's see. Here's her link. Plus, we'll have some more redeem codes if you want some free resources. Also, feel free to claim it for me, please. Because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be on her stream. I'll probably stop by for a little bit. But I'm probably just going to grab a bite to eat. I guess I could theoretically do both at once. But anyways, guys, there's the link if you want to go catch her stream. She's the community manager for Gems of War. And I think she might be spoiling something. Though there's no new content coming out on Friday. But she might be going over next Friday's event. I'm not sure. But anyways, guys, there's the link if you want to go check it. Otherwise, we'll be back here, as always, on YouTube. Hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. Same time, same place as always. And 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be messing around with the Primal Rift faction tomorrow. As well as probably doing a little bit more Tower of Doom. And going from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will catch you guys very, very soon. And yeah, stay safe out there. Goodbye, everyone. And thank you so much for watching as always. Greatly appreciated.